Hello lovelies and welcome to this week's video. Thank you for joining me and tuning in this week. We're going to be talking about empaths this week. So an empath is someone who's particularly sensitive to how other people feel. They're very sensitive to all the energy around them. You can pick up on atmosphere in a room. They can pick up on energy in a place. If there's recently been an argument or something like that, it's something that becomes really strongly apparent. And there are different levels as with everything. Some empaths are particularly sensitive, some just want to be in certain situations and certain people, and some are just open to everything and absorb an awful lot even when they don't want to. Actually, a lot of the time, empaths may not want to because it can be very, very draining to take on so much exterior energy that doesn't really have anything to do with you. So the reason I decided to talk about this today was, for one thing, it does link in with the intuition theme this month because, again, it's about sensing energy, how you feel, picking up on energy and vibes from other people and other places. But also because of my own experience this weekend, as an empath myself, and I had a complete bombardment of my senses, and it kind of just brought me to the foreground of how much more I need to do sometimes in certain situations, how much more I need to do to protect myself and protect my own energy for my own well-being. So I don't want to become less sensitive to energy. I don't want to become less sympathetic. I don't want to become less empathetic because I think it's a great quality to have, to be able to appreciate how others are feeling. I had to be able to sense when things aren't right or when things are great. Picking up on a buzz, picking up on a low point. All of those things are really great, and everyone has the ability to do so once you start practicing with your intuition. Just some people are more naturally disposed to it, predisposed to it, like myself, being very, very empathetic. So that's some of the reasons. That is a couple of the reasons why I wanted to talk about that today. Is because it can be exhausting being an empath. And you could be an empath without even realizing it and wondering why you're exhausted all the time. And at the end of this video, realize, oh my God, that is me. This is what I can do to help protect myself. Because if you're particularly open and empathetic, just spending a day out in public can be draining. Even if you're out doing leisurely activities and enjoying yourself and having fun, then when you get home into the safety of your own environment and your own security and energies and the environment you can control, it can hit you and you can all of a sudden feel very mentally drained, very tired, very wiped out, and think, well, but I didn't do anything overly strenuous today. But it could be because you were around so many different people and everyone is giving off energy, whether we like it or not. We all give off energy, and sometimes that energy is great, sometimes it's not so good, and we just can't help it. It's something that's there, it's something that we can't see, and it's something that a lot of the times we can't control. So if you're open to a lot of energies, then you may take that on board and bring it home with you and feel drained and almost like having a life force sucked out of you, is how I would describe how I feel sometimes. So this weekend, it's Wednesday today, so it's taken me this long to be able to recover to be able to tell you the story from feeling that drained. So on Saturday morning, about 5 days ago, I set off with my friend to Birmingham, just about 100 miles, just over 100 miles away from here, because we were going to the Holistic Health UK show. I was working as her assistant. I was helping her launch her new brand. We had a great weekend ahead, and we knew we had an awful lot of work ahead of us. It was great. We were excited. We were pumped because at the same time as being able to help her out, I was able to share crystal love and talk to people about crystals. It's a holistic show, so there was lots of people there on that wavelength, so it was great. So we get there on Saturday lunchtime. We spend all of Saturday, spent about 6 hours setting up the stand, and then we were up again at 6:30 Sunday, and we were in the hall for over 10 hours, 10, 11 hours, something like that, on our feet, around people, doing the show, having dinner, I think, before we went back to the hotel. Then we were back up again at 6:30 on Monday morning, did the same thing all over again. because it was a 2 day show. And then we packed up, we left and got home, drove home and got home about 8 o'clock on Monday evening. So between the hours of 9 a.m. Saturday and 8 p.m. Monday, my energetic senses were exposed to hundreds, thousands of different people's energies. Now, I didn't have direct contact with thousands of people. I did have direct contact with hundreds of people, but there were thousands of people at this event. And even though I didn't come into contact with them, I was walking around the event. It covered 4 exhibition halls. It was huge. 3 exhibition halls, but it was still huge. And just walking around these people and walking through energy, it sticks. Particularly negative energy or heavy energy, it sticks. And also the hall doors aren't doors to the outside world aren't open for 3 days. There are no windows in there, so all of the energy that's in there during the day gets locked in at night, and you walk straight back into it the next day. That gets locked up at night, and you walk straight back into it for a third day. And this energy has just been building and building and building in this room, this huge room, for 3 days. And I was stood in it for 3 days. So this is very similar principle if you work in retail, particularly, because again, you're going to come into contact with hundreds of people every day. Thousands of people may walk through your store every day. You may not have direct contact with them, but they're bringing their energy with them to and from. I found this as well many, many, many years ago when I was a teenager, and I worked in the shopping mall. I worked in a clothes shop in the shopping mall. Again, because there's no windows and you're not going outside, energy builds and energy sticks. Same sort of thing if you're working in in retail now. Restaurants, service industry, hotels, lots and lots of contact with people. Therapists, hairdressers, working in a bank. You're just in your everyday life, if you go to school, go to university, if you're a teacher, you're going to come into contact with so many people every single day. Everyone has a journey, everyone has an energy field, everyone has an energy signature that they're giving off, spewing it out to the world, because the majority of people aren't tuning into their intuition. It's still a relatively slim group of people that are willingly conscious, willingly intuitive, and embracing that. And even those of us that are very empathetic, I was very, very busy this weekend. I was very, very focused on helping my friend, and I didn't take as many steps as I should have done to protect my own energy. Now, I did take crystals with me. I did have them in my bag. I had them in the hotel room. I slept with them under my pillow, but I didn't take maybe as many protective steps as I could have, and I didn't keep the crystals on my person. I don't know why I didn't do this. It wasn't a conscious decision not to do it. I was just so busy. And then, so at the end of that the first day, the open day on Sunday, I got back to the hotel room completely broken. Not physically broken, but I felt like someone had sucked the life force out of me. So I did take with me, so this is the crystal I'm going to 100% recommend to you if you do struggle with this, you're feeling very empathetic and you pick up energies on a daily basis. A crystal that I would 100% recommend that you have, that you keep on you and preferably even wear on your person, is black tourmaline. So I have quite a reasonable chunk of black tourmaline here. So this isn't a chunk that I could like wear or slip in my bra. I do have smaller chunks, but I didn't take them with me. Didn't think. So I had this in my bag, which was great, but it didn't give me that kind of up close, consistent energy protection that it could have done had I used it properly. So on the Sunday night, getting back to the hotel, I got ready for bed. I took off my makeup, just unwound, laid down on the bed and closed my eyes, and I placed this on my forehead like that, and I closed my eyes and I took some deep breaths, and I could almost physically feel the recharge, the detox. I could feel all of this nasty, stagnant, built up, stranger's energy that had no business being in my energy field whatsoever, being seeped away from me, and it felt good. It felt very relaxing and detoxed, and I felt like I was being recharged up again with with the tourmaline. And then I took it for the second day of the show. I took it with me, and I made sure that I made contact with it throughout the day as well. And then getting home on Monday night, I was just drained. I had to fetch this from my bag, ate my dinner, and I just sat there on the sofa, kind of dozing in and out of sleep with this on my head. I took it to bed with me and I held it on my head. I didn't want to put it down because I just felt I really need to continue to detox all of this energy. And I've had it with me. I had it with me all day yesterday. I rested a lot yesterday. And today, feeling a lot more like myself again. I feel like maybe this has finally detoxed. I'm still having it very close to me and still having it near me because I'm just liking the feeling of it right now as well. Because I think I need to build up. Now I've maybe detoxed, I need to build up a bit more of a resilience from being around people. But it just made me realize how sensitive being an empath can make you, when all of a sudden you go from me having quite a one-to-one or solitary day-to-day, quite usually not dealing with that many people in the work that I do. And when I do work with people, it's literally one-to-one or two other people. It's not large groups. Because of the nature of the work that I do. So then when I'm exposed to something like that, it was a massive shock to my system. And that's why it's taken a couple of days to kind of recoup. And it has made me realize then how I was hypersensitive to everything when I was going through this. My sounds were making me jump, lights were overly bright. It can affect you in ways that you may not even have thought were possible or had passed off as something else beforehand. But if you are in one of these public facing jobs, or you are out and about a lot, or if you've gone for like a busy day out in the city or something like that, and you come home and you're not quite sure why, you feel just so energetically, mentally drained, it could very well be because you're picking up on all of these energies. So grab yourself a black tourmaline, or if you don't have black tourmaline, just black crystals are your protection stones. These are the ones that you want to grab hold of, and maybe clear quartz as well, because it's very cleansing energy wise. So grab some black tourmaline, some black obsidian, some onyx, some jet, some smoky quartz, anything like that. Grab onto them and help yourself detox. Just make yourself in a quiet room, hold on to these stones, and just feel that energy seep and detox yourself. And then when you feel detoxed, like I'm starting to feel a lot freer of all that energy now, you can switch to your whichever your favorite stones are, your happy buzzing stones. For me, that's amethyst. It's my absolute favorite. So I can pick that up now and not feel like I'm going to completely clog it instantly when I pick it up because of all this icky energy. I can use it now in a really happy, lively place. So if you feel like you are an empath and you're just tuning into intuition, or you're not sure if you're an empath and you're tuning into your intuition, it almost does come hand in hand. When you become more conscious and you are using that intuition a lot more, you will find that you're going to become a lot more sensitive to other people's energies. That's not a bad thing. It means it's working. It means what you're doing is working. You just need to take steps to protect yourself. So keep some protection crystals to hand or nearby, or where you can get to them when you get home, and just release that energy. That's all you need to do, is keep yourself protected. It's not a scary feeling. You're not going to get possessed by the negativity, and the only way that you're going to let that start that's going to start affecting you is if you let it start affecting you. That's something you need to go in from the offset, knowing that this is their energy, it's not mine. My energy is mine. I'm going to protect it. It's good, it's at high vibration, which is another reason why negative energy is attracted to you, or people with a negative mindset might be attracted to you, because they need what you've got. They need what you're giving out. They're craving this positivity and this high energy, and you've got it. So they're going to sap that from you, and then in return they're giving you the icky stuff. So that's where these come in, and that's where you can protect yourself and still be true to what you believe and wanting to help people. Because when you're on this level and you're into this kind of holistic lifestyle, and it's the way your outlook you want to have on the world and perspective you want to take, then we do want to help people. But we can't help people at the expense of ourselves, because then we will be too broken to help anyone. So make sure you take steps in protecting yourself, and go ahead and continue using and practicing your intuition, and enjoy your journey, and also keep your energy high with all your fabulous, lovely crystals that you're drawn to as well. So I'm going to go ahead and keep holding this for another few days, I think, so I feel completely refreshed from that. And I've learned my lesson that I do need to take a lot of extra steps when faced with that many people, and that's fine. It's a lesson that I've learned, and that is the important thing. So thank you very much for listening to me warble on today. I hope you found it interesting. Maybe you could relate to the situation and you might be able to take some steps to help yourself now. And that would be absolutely great. And if you have, I'd love to hear from you in the comments or sending me a message. If you have any questions or you want to share your experiences, then I'd love to hear from you. So please go ahead and do that. Also in the description, you will find links to my website. You'll find links to my online crystal courses, which are they're short courses broken into lots of little videos with worksheets and downloadable information for you to learn more about crystals, about how to, with self-healing, an introduction to using crystals. Maybe you want to learn how to create grids and combinations. Maybe you want to learn about how to incorporate crystals more into your everyday life. All of these different courses are there at my online Crystal Academy. Just check out the links below. And I will be back next week with another video for you, and I hope to see you again there. In the meantime, click on the circular icon to subscribe to my channel and you won't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to see some more crystal videos that I've put up before, then click on the crystal playlist in this corner, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.